Hi, I'm Ellie Curtin, and I will be discussing diversity in schools. I feel student diversity is a very important topic in education today as schools are becoming increasingly more diverse. And our school system hasn't fully changed to accommodate the diversity of students as seen, and I'll talk about this on the next slide, but as seen with the achievement gap. And at this moment, what can we do about this to address the issue? First, we have to analyze teacher perceptions of diverse students, and then also how our diverse students are internalizing these perceptions and what the students' perceptions are about school. Eliminate colorblind education, and incorporate and embrace multicultural education. I said I would talk about the achievement gap, so here are a couple graphs. The graph on the left is from the National Assessment of Educational Progress. And what that's showing is that while all three groups, white, Latino, and Black students, are increasing in their achievement over the years, there's still a disparity between the groups, and this is for math scores. We can see that there is a difference in 2011. Black and Latino students, there's a difference of 8 points, but between Latino and white, there's a difference of 23, and thus 31 points for our Black students. So that's a huge gap. And then I incorporated also my school's ACT scores for the same time period, or a little bit less of a time period than the graph on the left. But we're seeing that there is still a huge gap in achievement of ACT scores. So there's clearly an issue to where our Black and Hispanic students are achieving to a lesser degree than their white counterparts. I interviewed my principal for an earlier assignment, and I really liked what he said. He said the disparity is reflective in expectations of students. And so what he's saying, we need to detract schools in order to allow students of color opportunities to participate in more rigorous courses. And we did that with our English, history, and biology courses. And we've been seeing an increased amount of participation by Black and Hispanic students in AP courses. And also the number of students in those race categories, more of them are scoring 3, 4s, and 5s on the AP exams. And my school is also at an all-time high for ACT scores and graduation rates. So we're seeing a really big change in student achievement based on changing expectations, setting more high and rigorous standards of our students of color, and showing them that we do perceive them to be successful. Randolph stated that since the 1990s, most studies of teacher perceptions find that teachers have negative perceptions of Black and Latino students and positive perceptions of Asian and white students. While we know this isn't true for all teachers, it is common to see that some teachers do hold these biases. And groups like of Black and Latino students walk into school already at a disadvantage because teachers don't hold as high of expectations for their race and background. So if we can change that perception and have teachers looking at all students and looking at their differences and embracing them and looking at them as a positive, and then really showing those students that they do believe in them and that they can be successful, we can really change the school experience for our students of color. Our students know what you think of them. They can pick up very easily on what a teacher thinks. And the more the students hear or feel that they aren't as worthy based on their group or race, the more they're going to start to believe it. And this is known as stereotype threat. In the summarized stereotype threat, we're seeing the students either feeling like they have to fulfill a certain prophecy of what's expected for their race, or they're also feeling inadequate to their white counterparts in a particular classroom setting if they are one of a very few set of minorities. So the students are getting down on themselves, and then if they're not feeling that their teachers are believing them to succeed to a certain extent, the students are only going to pretty much reach where the teachers are telling them that they can. One way to help this is to eliminate colorblind approach to education and focus on multicultural education. Multicultural education incorporates students' backgrounds and cultures into the classroom and doesn't assume all students are the same. Whereas the colorblind approach is inadequate because it's saying all students are the same and that we kind of go based on, well, everybody's a human. And, while that's true, we can't ignore the differences because when we do a colorblind approach, we're really holding all students to kind of more white standards. And we're still seeing racial biases between students and a negative effect in this way. So colorblind approach doesn't work. But embracing the variety of cultures seen in the school and in the classroom itself and addressing issues associated with certain racial ethnic groups in the educational system is helping eliminate discrimination in the schools, embracing differences, and really empowering our students of color to be more successful. And in order to implement multicultural education, it's helpful to educate our pre-service teachers. So much like we're taking this course now to address these issues, needs to happen in the undergraduate level as well, and we're seeing that happen more and more, and how to help our pre-service teachers properly engage with diverse learners. I found a study by Butler, Lee, and Tippins. They did it in 2006, and they used case studies regarding diversity in the pre-service classrooms. And those pre-service teachers really appreciated the experiences and felt that they were better able to go into the classroom and handle situations that are presented with a more diverse classroom. They were also able to address their own biases and really work through those to be a better teacher for all students. And that's ultimately what we need to do. So here are some of my references I used for my paper, but all that I addressed in this presentation. But thank you very much.